The boom in the popularity and marketability of darts has led to a massive increase in the prize money available to the world's top players. An increase ahead of the 2022 season meant that a record £15 million in prize money was available on the PDC circuit over the year. This has allowed many PDC Tour card holders to quit their jobs to focus on darts full-time, as it is now realistic to make a comfortable living from darts and possible for the best players to become millionaires. This is shown by Michael van Gerwen, who has earned over £8.5 million in his career so far. Players can also earn money from sponsorships, royalties from darts and merch sales, and from playing in exhibitions. Many players start their careers by balancing darts alongside a part-time job, as earnings towards the lower ends of the PDC Tour can still be low, but quit their jobs when they get enough success. Today we will be taking a look at the jobs that the top players had or still have. Gerwyn Price previously played rugby professionally with Neath, Cross Keys, South Wales Scorpions and Glasgow Warriors. However, during this time he never earned more than £500 per week. Peter Wright worked as a pot washer at Warner Holiday Camps, which is where he met his wife, Jo, who was a waitress. He also worked as a window and fence fitter. As a teenager, Michael van Gerwen worked as a tiler. During this time, he put up tiles in the house of Dutch football legend Dennis Bergkamp. When Michael Smith was a teenager, he worked on a farm. This is where he got his nickname, Bully Boy, after having to chase a cow to tag it. When playing on the development tour, Luke Humphreys still worked as a roofer in his hometown of Newbury. Before Rob Cross's meteoric darting rise, which culminated in him becoming world champion, he worked as an electrician in Hastings. This is where he got his nickname, Voltage. Until very recently, Johnny Clayton worked as a plasterer for Carmarthenshire County Council in Wales. He finally gave up this job this year due to his recent successes. Before turning pro back in 2006, James Wade worked as a mechanic. He used these skills during the coronavirus lockdown, helping to fix the cars of NHS staff and key workers. Whilst I couldn't find what he worked as, Danny Noppert gave up his job at the end of 2017, just a few weeks before joining the PDC from the BDO. Nathan Aspinall gave up his job as an accountant in 2018, and at the time he had just £2,000 in his bank account. Just a year later he won his first major, the UK Open. Gary Anderson worked at a building company in Edinburgh making marble fireplaces for around 20 years, before giving up this job in 2006. Dave Chizzy Chisnall got his nickname from his time working as a carpenter. In 2009, Joe Cullen left his job as a postman in Wyke, Bradford. Dirk van Duijvenbodder still has a part-time job, working 32 hours a week on an aubergine farm, where he is responsible for the bookkeeping. As a student, Dimitri van den Berg stacked the shelves of a supermarket. Ryan Searle worked as a window cleaner until winning his tour card in January 2017. Jose de Souza used to work as a carpenter and kitchen fitter, and could only play darts when his boss allowed him to. Krzysztof Ratajski is a graduate of electrical engineering and worked in this field before giving up his job in 2018. Ross Smith quit his job as an HGV driver back in 2017. Damon Hayta used to work as a roof plumber, and he was forced to return to this job when he moved back to Australia during the first coronavirus lockdown. Whilst I couldn't find a job that Stephen Bunting used to do, he has stated that he was close to quitting darts looking for a job during his patch of poor form in 2016 and 2017. Chris Dobby worked as a traffic management worker, putting out cones on motorways in the northeast of England during 12-hour shifts, before quitting to focus on darts in 2016. Callan Rids was focused on becoming a pro BMX rider before concentrating on darts. However, He stopped riding his BMX when he broke his foot and was forced to wear a boot for 2 months during the coronavirus lockdown. Daryl Gurney used to work as a plumber, but the heavy lifting and physical work tired his arms and made it hard for him to balance the job and sport. Gabriel Clemens is a trained locksmith and formerly worked as an industrial mechanic. Brendan Dolan worked as a carpenter and painter before finding sponsors who allowed him to focus on darts. As a teenager, Mervyn King wanted to become a rally or F1 driver, and he won 2 of the first 3 amateur races he entered driving an Alfa Romeo. However, the cost was too high for his parents, so he was forced to stop racing. During the coronavirus lockdown, he worked as an Amazon delivery driver, earning £120 a day. Whilst I couldn't find what Vincent van der Voort used to do, he currently owns a darts shop in the Netherlands, which is run by his wife and son. As a teenager, Martin Schindler worked as a steward for PDC Europe on the European tour. After he moved from Yugoslavia to Austria, Mensur Soljovic worked in a cafe owned by his brothers. He went on to own a pub, which was named The Gentle, which is his darts nickname. Kim Huybrechts was a student before he became a darts player. Raymond van Barneveld was still working as a postman and earning £840 a month when he won his first BDO World Championship, which earned him £40,000. He was greeted by 10,000 fans when he returned back to Schiphol Airport. Adrian Lewis worked as a builder, which he said that he enjoyed, and in a mobile phone repair shop, which he disliked. Matters Razma focuses on darts, as he cannot find the time to have a job in Latvia due to his travel schedule. However, he does own a firm and used to want to be a handball player. Simon Whitlock worked with his father as a bricklayer before becoming a full-time pro in 2005. Alan Suter used to be in the army and he toured 30 countries, including Kosovo, where he was one of the first people to be there after it was liberated. He now works as a firefighter, which he balances with his darts career. He also looks after guide dogs and runs a darts academy. He is a very busy man. Willie O'Connor worked as a carpenter in Capamore before quitting in 2019. Ian White has been a full-time pro since 2008, when he was made redundant from his job as a process leader in an aluminium company. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment letting us know who you think had or has the most interesting job. And don't forget to like and subscribe.